Hello everybody, this is Refresh and I'm here to talk to you about tarot-sized card sleeves. Please note that I have made individual reviews of each of these sleeves and you can find links to those reviews in the description box below, and in those reviews I actually open up these sleeves and demonstrate the different qualities of the sleeves as well. So check those out if you want to look a little bit more into any of these options. So we have a lot of players in the tarot-sized market. We have Arcade Tinman, BCW, Game Plus Products, Fantasy Flight Supply, Mayday Games, Ultimate Guard, and Ultra Pro. And they barely fit on my camera here. And we have multiple styles of sleeves in this particular instance as well. We have the more rigid, closer to 100 micron thickness sleeves over here. We also have soft sleeves, and these range from 40 to 50 microns thick each as well. In addition, we also have two different brands that are offering matte sleeves from Arcade Tinman and BCW. And so we're going to be talking about both matte sleeves, soft sleeves, and then all the rest of the regular glossy, thicker, more rigid sleeves. So we'll go ahead and get started with the soft sleeves. So if you're looking at soft sleeves, you have Mayday Games, Ultimate Guard, and Ultra Pro. And of these, the least expensive is Ultra Pro, coming in at 3 cents per sleeve. The most expensive is Ultimate Guard, coming in at 6 cents per sleeve. And Mayday is in the middle at 4 cents per sleeve. If you want the cheapest sleeves to sleeve your cards, you have Ultra Pro sleeves. These are only 3 cents per sleeve, which makes them half the cost of almost all the other sleeves except for Mayday's soft sleeves, which are only slightly more expensive. But if you want soft sleeves, I'm going to recommend that you get Ultra Pro sleeves, because these sleeves are actually also the best quality of all three of the soft sleeves. Mayday sleeves are mildly worse than the Ultra Pro sleeves, and the Ultimate Guard sleeves, which are usually decent in quality, are actually not significantly better than either Mayday or Ultra Pro. Mayday's sleeves are slightly worse than Ultra Pro sleeves in terms of their quality, and they cost slightly more, so there's no reason to get Mayday sleeves when you can get Ultra Pro sleeves. And Ultimate Guard sleeves, despite normally being of notably higher quality, are actually not significantly better than Ultra Pro sleeves. And so being cheaper and being of equal or better quality than its competitors, I think that makes the new player in the soft sleeves for board games market the best option for sleeving with soft sleeves if you prefer soft sleeves, and sleeving your cards on a budget. So that I will give the nod to Ultra Pro in that regard. Now we have the other minor element of the tarot sleeve market, and that is the matte sleeve. So you have two options. You have the Arcade Tinman, which comes in this fancy box that also is kind of a deck holder of sorts, and that is coming in at 10 cents per sleeve. We also have a significantly cheaper option in the recently released anti-glare sleeves from BCW, and these come in at 6 cents per sleeve. And so these are significantly cheaper than Arcade Tinman sleeves. And I'm going to give the nod to BCW's sleeves, because even though they're significantly cheaper, they're actually probably equal or better in quality than Arcade Tinman's option here. There are some other minor distinctions that you have to make. The Arcade Tinman sleeves are slightly thinner at closer to 80 microns per sleeve, and that makes them a little bit lighter weight, but the thinness also presents a little bit of flexibility, which causes the bottom corners to curl a bit more as you mash shuffle them. Now this is also a problem a bit with BCW sleeves. The bottom corners did end up bending on a few of the sleeves, but it didn't bend on the majority of the sleeves, which is something that was happening with the Arcade Tinman sleeves. And so I felt that the BCW sleeves are an easy pick, especially because if you buy them in bulk, you can get a discount if you purchase them from the BCW website. And so I think that it's an easy choice to pick BCW's new anti-glare sleeves here. Finally, when we are talking about glossy sleeves overall, I actually felt that Ultra Pro surprisingly had the best quality of all the sleeves that I tested. Now, Ultra Pro does have the downside of having these little holograms in the bottom corner of each of the sleeves, and so if you do not like holograms, then I would not look at Ultra Pro, and the other options are pretty even. I would say that Fantasy Flight is probably your next best choice in terms of overall quality of sleeves, but it's pretty close. And Ultra Pro comes in the middle of the price range when compared to the other glossy, thicker sleeves at 7 cents per sleeve. Some of the sleeves are more expensive, like Fantasy Flight, Ultimate Guard, and Arcane Tinman. And some of the sleeves are less expensive, like BCW and Mayday and Game Plus products. But because the quality is fairly even, I would give the nod to Ultra Pro sleeves for quality sleeves. Although if you don't like these holograms, then Fantasy Flight is pretty much as good as Ultra Pro. It's just significantly more expensive at 10 cents per sleeve as opposed to 7 cents per sleeve. So all things being equal, I would choose Ultra Pro. The sleeves that you should avoid, and there's only one set of sleeves that I would say straight up do not get, and that is Game Plus products. These sleeves came out of the package with terrible cuts on the top and very uneven sizing and all sorts of production errors. So I would avoid Game Plus products' tarot card sleeves in general. Now, if you want to talk about the best value, I think I'm going to give the nod to BCW sleeves. These are 6 cents per sleeve, but the quality is fairly close to the better card sleeves in Ultra Pro and Fantasy Flight. And yes, you can tell that they are not quite as pristine out of the package due to a bit of warping and such, but they are pretty good. And if you purchase them in bulk at quantities of 10, then you'll get a slight discount at BCW's website, which makes BCW's sleeves, both matte and glossy, probably the best value in terms of your cost per protection. And so to recap, if you want a soft sleeve, or if you want to get the cheapest sleeve, then you are going to be looking at picking up Ultra Pro's Board Game Sleeves Lite for tarot size cards. If you want the highest quality sleeves, then I would either look at Ultra Pro, if you don't mind the hologram that's in the corner, or Fantasy Flight, which has good sleeves, but they are 3 cents per sleeve more expensive than Ultra Pro's. And then if you are looking for matte sleeves, in particular, I would get BCW. They are cheaper than Arcane Tinman's, and the quality is actually slightly better, surprisingly. And if you're looking for the best value of all of the sleeves, I would give it to BCW. Either the matte sleeve or the glossy sleeve, depending on which flavor you like better. Let me know what your experiences are with sleeves in the comments below, and you can share those experiences with your fellow viewers as well. So perhaps if you have different experiences with these sleeves, that would be more information for anybody who watches this video. In addition to links to reviews for all of these sleeves, I also have surveys in the description box below, and you can share your experience with any of these sleeves on those surveys, and those results are going to be posted at the Init Games' resource page. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more of these videos, you can hit subscribe. This was Refresh. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.